There are a few things I've missed that have come to my attention, and there really isn't any room for them in Part 14. As such, I'm going to have to get them in here. First off, no one's really mentioned this, but I should have mentioned it back in Part 13. Hands. I mean, come on, the Paladin community has been talking about making blessings like Blessing of Freedom or Blessing of Protection so that they no longer interfere with other blessings like, say, Blessing of Wisdom or Blessing of Might. Clearly, the fact that Blizzard is separating blessings out into hands and blessings is an indication that Blizzard doesn't hate Paladins. There are only a few problems that I have with the new setup. First of all, now that they've taken Blessing of Light out of the picture, there really aren't that many blessings, unless of course you're a protection build. They really need to either add more blessings, or drop some of the existing blessings in the protection tree down to trainable abilities. Actually, everyone is saying Blessing of Kings should be dropped down to a trainable ability, so if Blizzard doesn't do it, well, I'll have to give it a skull. On the other hand, Paladins have a good supply of hand abilities. Having a lot of short-term buffs that we can cast on other players, that's going to make our buff system a lot more dynamic than it was before, and dynamic is a lot closer to fun than, well, what we've been. There's something else which even I'm surprised I never mentioned during this entire review. R&R brought it up, and it's our kite ability. As I've brought up before, Paladins have absolutely no ranged damage options, and the ones we do have, you really have to spend talent points to get, and a lot of talent points at that. Our only real snare is Avenger's Shield, and that's a high-end protection talent. You don't spec protection if you want to PvP. And every other class besides us that would have to catch up to an enemy has a way of doing so. Warriors have Intercept, Rogues have Sprint, Hunters, if they want their pets to catch up, have Concussive Shot, Death Knights, they have Death Grip, Bears, they have Feral Charge, Cats can use it now too, and it immobilizes. Shaman, they have Frost Shock, as well as Earthbind Totem. What do Paladins have? Judgment of Justice, which prevents anyone from using stuff like Sprint or anything like that, and we have Pursuit of Justice. This really doesn't compare with other classes' abilities. There's a lot of theorycraft I could get into here, but I want to keep this short, so I won't. But if Blizzard is listening to this and they're thinking to themselves, this is one of our intended weaknesses for the Paladin, ask yourself this: is the inability to do anything in player versus player because you can't catch up to someone really fun? If it's preventing it from being fun, then it's breaking the game, because a game, by definition, should be fun. So if it's preventing the game from being fun, maybe the problem is your basic idea of what a Paladin should be. Remember, your number one end here is fun. It is essential that you not lose sight of that. I do have one other complaint, but I'm not going to give it a skull. It's that we've heard so little about Hand of Purity. With the change to Beacon of Light, which I'm going to go over in more detail in Part 14, it's starting to look like Paladins aren't going to get a new heal in Wrath of the Lich King. Our lack of a new heal in the Burning Crusade was a major pitfall. And I think it's important that Blizzard not make the same mistake twice here. There are rumors that Hand of Purity evolved into Sacred Shield, and while Sacred Shield is a pretty cool ability, it's really not a heal over time like we were hoping it would be. So please, Blizzard, do give us Hand of Purity, even if Hand of Purity somehow evolved into Sacred Shield.